The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
We're so glad to see so many of you lovely people here tonight. We would especially like to welcome all the representatives of Illinois' law enforcement community who have chosen to join us here in the Palace Hotel Ballroom at this time. We certainly hope you all enjoy the show. And remember, people, that no matter who you are and what you do to live, thrive, and survive, there's still some things that make us all the same. You, me, them, everybody. Everybody. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebody to love.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Life After AEP webinar series. We are so glad you joined us today. And while everybody's getting logged in and comfortable to sit back and listen to our presentation, why don't we go ahead and kind of recap where we are with the Life After AEP webinar series. We've had a really great 6 weeks of presentations. Today is actually the last day of the scheduled presentation, so we're a little bit sad to see it all end, but at the same time, we are really excited to see what becomes of all the learning opportunities we've had over the last 6 weeks. So just a note for you, if in the event you are on today's webinar for the first time and you missed all of our webinars, we do have an opportunity for you to gain access to any of the webinars that you have an interest in. We have them all recorded and stored here on our website. We're going to make them available to you. The simple caveat of getting access to those is to just reach out to your marketer. So with that being said, I'm going to ask you to fill out a poll from a questionnaire I'm going to launch out there in just a moment. Pulling it up now. So we've got a great presentation today with Americo. And, I'm real curious to know sort of a couple of things here. And I've got several polls set up and ready to go. This one is going to come out to you. First of all, let's go ahead and if you have a marketer in the office that you do business with, I'd like you to kind of rate that marketer. So you've got a poll that just popped up on your screen. And, if you've got a marketer in the office, I'd like you to tell me how you like that marketer and whether they're doing a really good job for you or not. So go ahead and click the poll there and score them from 1 to 5. Tell me how good of a marketer they are. And then hit the submit button and we'll get that feedback here in the office. We'll see if we can't, keep those marketers doing a great job for you. And that's the whole idea here. It's not to sort of, get anybody in trouble or anything. We like to know who is doing a great job. And we like to make sure that they've got, the rewards necessary for somebody that does a great job. We also like to know that, if somebody needs some more training, I'd like to make sure that they get it. So this kind of feedback is going to go a long way to helping us understand exactly, how things are going for you. We're always looking to improve things. That's kind of why we started this webinar process, to be able to bring you guys a lot more value with the relationship. Bringing you products like this, we'd like to know, how you feel about the presentations we've done for you, whether they have any value for you, whether they are something that you think is very important. So, of course, we want to be able to bring you, as much value in the relationship as we can. So we'll continue to do that. As the presentation goes on, I may, sort of interject with another poll, but I've got a few of them lined up, and you should see them start to pop up here in just a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and close that poll. So it looks like we gathered the numbers we needed on that one. The next one I'm going to launch out there is, are you currently contracted with Americo? And so if you are contracted with Americo and you are with the AMG Marketing Group, Americo Life Marketing Group, go ahead and click yes. If you are not contracted and not interested, you can click that one. If you are not contracted and you would like to contract, go ahead and click that one. Maybe you're with another FMO and you are already contracted. Maybe you're with another FMO, but you'd like to transfer over to AmeriLife Marketing Group. So any of those are acceptable. I'd like to see you pop that questionnaire. Click your answers there and get that done. So we're looking very, very good here. We've got a lot of folks that are answering that they are already with AMG and already contracted. So the idea of the webinar is really to stimulate business. So we're going to jump in and I'll introduce our presenter and the carrier here in just a moment. But that kind of feedback is really important. And we really would like to make sure that you have a great understanding of this brand new product, as well as all the rest of Americo's product line. So for that, I'm going to bring in Amy Johnson. Amy is the senior account executive for Americo. She's been with Americo quite a long time. In fact, she's been our representative here at the AmeriLife Marketing Group for over 16 years. So we have a very long-standing relationship with Amy, and I am proud to call Amy a friend. I'm also very happy to put together this platform for her to be able to present her product. So, Amy, are you out there?
I am.
Well, good afternoon, Amy, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm excited.
So why don't we just jump right ahead and go for it and just give you an opportunity here to tell us all about the Americo story, and then we'll continue on with our webinar and cover the things that we normally do. Towards the end of the webinar, we're going to announce the Americo sort of incentive for being on this webinar. And so those people that stay the whole webinar and are all the way through to the end, we're going to make available to you the Americo incentive. So stick with us all the way through. I've also got some information on what's coming up for our webinar series. We've actually got a little surprise for you and some information that I'm going to share with you at the end. So, Amy, why don't you go ahead and take it from here?
Perfect. Thank you, David. Very excited to be able to have a chance to talk to all the AmeriLife marketing agents. And if they are familiar with Americo, maybe refresh some stuff. And if they're not, be able to fill in some information for them. So we'll jump right into it about really who we are. So as David said, I've actually been with Americo 16 years and have had the pleasure to be the account rep for AmeriLife Marketing Group since they came on. And Americo is a great company. We're a Midwest company. We're privately owned. We're A-rated. We're one of the largest independently held insurance companies in the United States. This is important, I think, to you guys because our owners are in the building right next door. So we really kind of listen to agents, and we're very focused on that independent distribution. We're focused on service. So the nice thing about where we are, and we had a great 2017, is that we're really poised for exponential growth in 2018. And we're really focused on specific markets. We're focused in the Medicare supplement market, which we entered about 3 years ago, mortgage, final expense, senior market, and of course your general life market. And many times in all these different markets, we're able to bring you instant decision products, e-applications, voice and email signatures are available. We just released a free marketing boost to help increase lead generation on different levels of social media and contacts that you may already have. And this just puts it out in a very professional manner. And then, of course, through our cash bonus, which is how we reward agents. We started this last year, and we found that rewarding agents through just paying them a straight-up bonus really has a better and long-term effect than sending on trips and different things like that.
Hey, Amy, we talked the other day about the boost. Are we going to dig into that at all during this webinar?
We are not going to dig, but I do have some screenshots that we can talk about it.
Great.
But I didn't go really deep into it.
Well,
Time
I really liked that program, and I think it's something that would add a lot of value for our attendees. When we get through here, what I'd like to do, if we can, is maybe send some materials out to the marketers so that they can deliver those materials out to the agents. I think that's a pretty valuable tool, and I'm glad that we're going to take a little bit of look at it today.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very unique, and I'm excited about it too. So we can definitely send stuff to the marketers.
Great.
So going into just kind of, I know you guys have, and I'm speaking to the agents, you guys have so many companies to choose from and so many products to choose from, and you really need to know why would I sell yours? And aside of trying to set ourselves apart through our service and things like that, we also want to be able to bring unique products. And so in each of the portfolios, I honestly feel we have some unique offerings that can really fill some holes that you might not find elsewhere when you're out going and talking to clients and making your sales and closing your appointments. So high level, let's talk about the mortgage portfolio. We really are the only game in town that has both the cashback option, which is return of premium, and living benefit riders. A lot of times you have to choose one or the other. But Americo, with our HMS Plus portfolio, we can offer cashback option at a very most competitively priced, and included in that are the living benefit options. So really you're offering your clients kind of a triple threat with those 4 products. Hey, we can cover you, your beneficiaries, if you die with a death benefit. If you live, you get all your money back. And should something happen to you and you become ill, whether it's critically, chronic, or terminal, that's all included in this one product. We also have a product for lower premiums, but it has the same, compensation as those HMS pluses. So it's a decreasing term. That's not a new idea. I get that, but there's not a lot out there. So it's a decreasing term that can offer your clients, your older clients, definitely lower premiums, but start at a high death benefit and decrease over a period of time. And then in this portfolio, we also have e-applications with instant decision. So if you're a paper app person, we are not alienating any of you. We offer paper app for almost all of our products except for one across all markets. But for those of you that want to move into the electronic application and have an opportunity to receive an instant decision, you can. Our mortgage portfolio is completely supported on an e-app platform, and it can do face-to-face electronic signatures, or if you do phone sales, you can email your clients and we can get email signatures. So a very, very, very wide range with a lot of variations, but very practical in order to make sure that you have all the tools you need to do your business in if you're in the mortgage portfolio. Another market we're very highly fixated on is the final expense market. We have a lot of different unique attributes. So our smoking definition is cigarette and e-cigarette only. Pipe, dip, nicotine gum, cigars, all of those are considered non-smokers with our final expense products. And we have 2 products in the portfolio. We have a completely e-app, instant decision, accept or reject, right then if they are approved, and we can draft right away. Once again, we have a paper product for the people that still prefer to do paper. Same idea, it's a slightly different product, but both are very competitive in the final expense market. Day of the week drafting. This is becoming more and more common that companies are starting to offer this, but we are able to say, hey, if your client wants their money drafted on the 3rd Wednesday or the 1st Friday, we can do that. It doesn't have to be tied to a numeric date. So very competitive in the final expense market. And one of the last markets that I'm going to talk about and move into an actual agent presentation for our new product that we released and get some sales ideas and some things going there is our brand new Social Security replacement product. So we just introduced this back in November of last year. It's a very simple sales idea. And what's nice is it's a solution for a real life problem that any and all of your clients who are couples, both on Social Security, are going to experience. When one of them dies, they are going to have to choose one of the two incomes of Social Security. Most likely, they're going to choose the higher one, which I hope they would. But this is a real situation. So when one dies, there will be a loss of income. And this is a great product. We call this webinar series Life After AEP. This is a great product for you to go back to your book of business and talk to all your MedSup clients. Your commissions could triple with your MedSup income per policy because it's a life policy. So you've already secured your relationship with their MedSup policy, and going back and asking a few questions for those people that are on Social Security. This is built-in lead system for your current customer base.
Amy, that's one thing that I've always really appreciated about Americo is that you have such a diverse product line that, literally you've got kind of everything covered under one roof. And it's really nice to be able to sort of, pivot in whatever situation you're in and be able to pull out an Americo product to do business with a client who, may need this or that. A lot of carriers just don't have the diverse types of products that you do.
Thank you. And I know, I appreciate that, David, because we really are in 5 target markets and that's it. So, we don't have disability. We don't have other things, but we do definitely want to give as many to all options in those target markets that we focus on. We know we can't be everything to all people, but we do want to be the best in the markets that we've placed ourselves in. I appreciate those comments.
Yep. And so before we get into the specifics of the reason why we put this presentation together today for you, I want to find out another poll here and just see if we can't get an idea from where you heard about our webinar series. And so if you just take a moment here to quickly click your screen here so that we can identify exactly how you heard about the webinar. We'll go ahead and move on in just a moment here. I'll give it about another 5 seconds and then we'll click that off your screen so we can report back and then let Amy jump back in and continue her presentation. All right, so we only got 32% of you that have voted. So let's see if we can pick that number up a bit real quick. Come on, you guys. That's 42. Jump on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So we'll go ahead and close this poll out. Looks like we're getting all the votes we could muster today, and we'll let Amy continue.
Thanks, David. So this is our new product, a Survivor Income Protector. It is marketed and positioned as a Social Security replacement solution. We call it at the home office SIP, SIP for short. It is marketed as far as agent guides, client guides, all the pieces for Social Security replacement. So many of your clients, especially your MedSup clients, okay, many of those people have already prepared for solutions for nursing home, long-term care. They know what they're going to do should that issue arise. Many of them have already have their term life insurance, their lump sum that they're going to pay off the major debt or medical bills or whatever it is. They have this in place. Wills, trusts, estate planning. They know where their property and their assets are going to go. They don't need help with that. End of life preparation and plans. Many people, my parents, they're alive, both of them, but they bought lots, burial lots. They know where they want to go and where they want to be buried. So a lot of times people have already prepared for all these things, but something that you can go back and it's a simple question. Reach back out to your clients and say, have you planned for Social Security replacement when one of you die? Some people know that this is going to change and that they're going to get the greater of the two. Other people aren't aware of that. And some people haven't even thought about that. Many times they are on a fixed income. And whether it's a fixed income with 401k, pension, Social Security, it's still, they're coming from a source that is fixed. They have a fixed amount coming in. So when one of them dies, that Social Security is going to be adjusted markedly. So have they prepared and planned for Social Security replacements? Will they need the replacement income? So do they know, if their Social Security gets cut in half, are you going to need to replace it? Can you support your fixed costs? What about during the readjustment and grief period? So I'm sure you had the money, but now you're going through this emotional experience, and you can go and pull here and readjust here. Are you going to sell your home? Are you going to move into an apartment? But what you're able to do is offer them a solution during that readjustment period. This isn't income for the rest of their life. This is purely income during a readjustment period. So if you just look at the statistics, and this is last year, 66 million people received Social Security benefits. 5.5 started receiving it for the first time, 5.5 million. And looking a little bit further back in 2015, 62% of aged beneficiaries received at least half their income from Social Security. So people depend on Social Security, and as they get used to it and as that becomes a main staple of their income, they depend on it even more. So what happens when their spouse passes away? They're left with only the greater of the two. For example, husband earns 1,000, wife gets 500 in Social Security. When either one of them dies, they are going to be $500 a month poorer. Let's put it that way, because they are going to pick the greater of the two amounts, but they only get one. They don't have that dual Social Security coming in anymore. So what can this product do for your clients? It replaces the lost Social Security for a period of time, immediate income during that readjustment period, and it enables the loved ones to continue living on the same standards as before their loss. So as I said before, this isn't a forever income product. This is actually a 3-year certain or a 6-year temporary that was able to kick in and just kind of take care of them through that readjustment period. It works because it's a joint rider. It's a joint rider policy. So yes, you do have your base insured and then you have your joint insured, but it's one premium for both people. It's one application for 2 lives. It has a $1,000 death benefit, and we'll get into that. It has to have a death benefit because it's life insurance. But as soon as one of the 2 joint riders passes on, the surviving one receives the income. So just quick on the specs, 50 to 80, joint insureds, they can be spouses and they can be same sex. Lump sum, $1,000, very simple. In underwriting, it's an accept or reject application. The application has both places for the base insured and the joint insured to answer. Nicotine, non-nicotine with a look back at 24 months. And I did talk about the benefit periods. So the client can choose a 3-year certain, which means if my husband dies, I will start taking this money immediately. And if I pass within those 3 years, the remaining payments will go to my estate. Or I can choose a 6-year temporary as a client. My husband and I could choose a 6-year temporary, meaning if one of us would die, then the living spouse would receive the payments. And if we live for 6 years, we would receive them for the full 6 years. But if the surviving spouse died in the 2nd year, they would be finished. Or in the 5th year, the payments would cease, and there is nothing to go to an estate or beneficiary. Now, this is positioned for replacement of Social Security, so your minimum monthly benefit, the minimum monthly income is $200 a month, and the maximum monthly benefit is $2,000 a month. So we're really looking at the average joint Social Security monthly income is around $15,000 to $2,000 a month in Social Security total income. So that's where the maximum is $2,000. We're looking to replace for the clients. Now, I always think examples work, and then we can get into kind of sales solutions and stuff like that. So in this example, a couple is receiving $1,500 a month in Social Security. Husband receives $1,000 and wife receives $500. They purchase a SIP policy with a 3-year certain, and we make the husband is the base insured and his wife is the joint insured. So stopping there, if the husband dies because he's the base insured, the wife will receive the income plus the $1,000 because the $1,000 is on the base insured. If the wife would pass, then her husband would not receive the $1,000 death benefit because the death benefit's not on her because she's the joint insured, but her husband would receive the monthly income, as you can see on the bullet points. But either way, the surviving spouse is able to maintain the level of living that they had before when they were used to and dependent on the 2 Social Security income payments coming to their home. Now, a lot of people will ask, what's the best way? Do you always have the older one? Do you always have the woman? Who should be the base insured? And really there's a lot of scenarios to run. So please get on Sales Connection. That's the only way you can quote it right now. And our Sales Connection, it's sc.americo.com. If you go to the agent portal on americo.com, you can take the shortcut and go straight into Sales Connection. But really, each group, each couple is very much an individual. Look at it. Are they nicotine? Are they not? Are they older? Are they not? Is it a man or is it a woman? And you're going to want to run several scenarios so you can really find the best premium because it does change with all those factors. Now, I want to show you the application because one of the things is kind of Americo's mantra is we want to make it easy to do business with us. We have the e-applications out there. We try to put out simplified term products, accept or reject. We don't require phone interviews on really any of our products but one. But we want to make sure it's very easy to do business. So this particular product right now is only available on a paper. It is not available on an e-platform yet. So if we look at the application, it's a $1,000 death benefit. You would check the joint life rider, and then you would put in the monthly income, and then you would complete whether you want it to be a 3-year certain or a 6-year temporary. When you get to the health questions, you can see here, it's one application for both people, and it's accept or reject. If anyone answers yes, then they do not qualify. Very simple, very straightforward, but it's all on one application. So you have one application, you have one premium payment that is going to cover 2 people. And the nice thing is that in the last times, 99% of the time, or 100% of the time, it's definitely going to be less expensive to have a product like this, the SIP product, rather than to do 2 individual life insurance policies. And quite honestly, we've done some comparisons and research, and even if you do a single person with a whole life payout and a lump sum, it is less expensive to do this one and have that payout be for 3 years or 6 years, and at the end of those term periods, they actually equal the lump sum death benefit, and it's less expensive to do this one, and it covers 2 people. So I'm going to move back up on my screen before we get to the next thing, but we're starting to get a lot of success with this product. People have asked, do they have to replace Social Security? I want to reiterate maybe, this is marketed towards couples that are on Social Security. It is not tied to Social Security. Just like our mortgage portfolio is targeted to people that own homes and have mortgages. It's not tied to their mortgage. They actually don't have to have a mortgage. So what this product does is it allows you to go to your clients, use the marketing materials that we have, and say, this is something that we need you to think about. Have you already thought about this? One of you will die, and you will be left with less income that you have depended on up until this time. If you want to, the minimum issue age is 50. And I just had a question this week on a webinar that said, you know, do I have to do it? How would you position this with people that aren't on Social Security yet? It can just be positioned as an income replacement for a period of time. Anytime people lose someone, there is an adjustment period. So you can position this as, hey, it's very inexpensive. We're going to cover both of you. So it's not a who's going to die first. Let's just put that life insurance policy on the person that we're betting on dying first. And it's able to offer any of your clients income up to $2,000 a month during that readjustment process. So David, before I go into some of the other things, any questions on the product itself that might have popped up?
Yeah, I mean, this product is so new to me. I'm hearing it maybe for the second or third time and still sort of digesting some of the information. So I don't really have any questions. However, I would like to offer an opportunity for the participants to ask, and maybe they'll come up with something I haven't come up with yet.
Okay.
So go ahead and put in the chat window any questions you may have along the way, and we'll get them read, and Amy can answer them for us right away.
Perfect. So yeah, you know, you and I had talked, or we had sidebarred about this marketing boost. Americo has signed on with a company to help create a marketing boost for all of our Americo agents. It's free. We pay them a monthly, we pay for it monthly for all of our agents. But the nice thing is it's very private. They don't have your contacts. They don't have any of your client lists. Americo doesn't have any of your client lists. But what it enables you to do is, in a very professional manner, pick and choose marketing boosts. If you're in the med sup market, we have one for that. And you can just push it out. You can do it through Twitter. You can do it through LinkedIn. You can do it through Facebook. You can do it through Yahoo contacts. But it's a very well done, very professional boost that just kind of has a couple taglines. And if they want more information, they can reach back out to you. So the company we work with is called Insurance Strip. And they've done a lot of research. And it talks about, you know, social media users, 280 billion social media users globally, based on the total population, not just internet. 68% of U.S. adults use Facebook. And I know, you know, a lot of times, you know, I go out there and I tell, oh, we have email signatures. And people are like, seniors, they don't do email signatures. My parents are 74 years old, and they're all over the internet and in email and stuff like that. And I think that might surprise a lot of it. And then more of our sophisticated clients and more of the clients that are going out that have that extra disposable income to say, oh, yeah, I'm going to purchase an additional Medicare Advantage in addition to what I have. Those are people that are using Facebook, using, you know, social media. A lot of times that's the only way they see their grandkids, is when they like follow their children and get the pictures on Facebook and stuff like that. So definitely this is a new way, in addition to what you may be using, that you can reach more of your clients just to bring different ideas. And like I said, you are able to pick and choose, you know, oh, I'm going to send something out about Facebook. And what else is really nice is that we have, we track it. in the sense of it can show you when you sent it out, how many clicks, how many this, not who did it, but how many, how is this working for you? And you're able to generate your leads. And once again, it's provided 100% free from Americo. So, and we do have other webinars that you can jump on that tells you exactly how to utilize the insurance strip. Oh, perfect. Here's one of the stats. So it comes back. You receive a free reporting on a weekly basis, and you can determine what feeds generated the most activity. So if you looked here and you said, okay, I did Hotmail, Yahoo, I did Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, it shows you all the accounts that you used, and then it goes back through and says, okay, this is how many opens you had, this is how many clicks you had, this is how many, requests you have. So it shows you where you are succeeding with these marketing boosts.
That's a really valuable tool. And I think, I say this all the time, and I guess, maybe because I've been in the marketing and advertising business my whole career, I can't tell you, the people that market in this business that really pay attention to making strides in marketing their business every day are really, without a doubt, always the ones we see on the top sales boards and leading the sales contests that go on. And when you go to some of these trips where the carriers send you to these great, phenomenal locations, inevitably the people that are on those trips are the ones who market their business incredibly well. And so anything that you can do to improve on the way that you market will do nothing but enhance your ability to be seen and be, on top of mind while somebody's making a decision. They may not be making that decision today. They may make it, a month from now, a year from now. But if they're continuing to see your message, then you will be on the top of mind when it becomes time for them to make a purchase. And so, Amy, that's a really valuable tool that I hope a lot of the agents on the webinar will begin to utilize.
Yeah, and I just want to reiterate, because I think these are two of the main concerns when, a company comes out and says, oh, this is free. Number one, it's free. It truly is free. We will do everything we can. And then you get started, you get to go. We're continuing to put new messages out there on all sorts of different topics that run the entire gamut of the products that we offer. But number two, which I think is even more important to an agent, it is 100% private. No one has access to your contacts, because you are taking that information as an agent and you're boosting it, and then you're linking your contacts up. But Americo doesn't have it. Insurance Strip Company doesn't have it. And I know that is a huge question as I get out and tell people about this, because agents, you guys work hard. You work hard to build your book of business. You work hard to create that relationship with your clients. So it is 100% no access to anybody's clients, lists, accounts, any of that. And I can't emphasize that enough. Completely free and completely private.
That's awesome, Amy.
So, and then we kind of talked about the rewards. So this is a new thing. Americo kind of went out into a unknown frontier, but luckily the success of the program has been overwhelming. And what it is it's our You First rewards. Completely different way of rewarding the agents. Because what we figured out is that agents, people, don't necessarily want the company, Americo, to tell you where you're going to go. We don't want to tell you when you're going to go and what you're going to do. So we want everybody to write business with us. We want to earn your production and we want to earn your business, but we don't want it to be like, this is where we're going, this is when we're going, and these are the activities that you can do. And that may not interest you, or maybe your son's graduating, or maybe school's starting, or whatever it is. What we've realized is that we want to reward the agent. So if it's life production, we want to pay you 8%. So just think of that as an 8% raise on everything over $30,000 every 6 months. There's no cap. And for Medicare supplement agents, the bonus ranges from anywhere from 5% to 10% with a minimum of $25,000 over a 12-month period. So we pay out at 6 months, and then we see where that MedSup client or MedSup agent is at the end of it. And if they've gone to the next tier, we'll true up. We'll true up and pay you that higher percentage. But we're finding that people would rather get $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 and decide, I'm going to just take my family, or we're just going to do an adult trip, or I really don't want to go to Belize because I really want to go to Alaska this year. And being able to pay agents and reward them that way, that's where we are, what America is doing. And like I said, it's actually become an overwhelming success. So, but it's new. So it definitely has to be explained, and we definitely have to be able to get the message out. So just to kind of show you, we paid out life. We pay life out in June, beginning of June, runs through May, and then we pay it out again the beginning of December, ends in November. And the reason why our ownership, remember, we're privately held. A gentleman and his wife and their family, and they have children, and they want to pay it out right before Christmas, and they want to pay it out right before summer break. So in November, these were our top 10, 7,800, 7,200, 10,000, 9,300, 8,100. These were our top guys that we paid out for 6 months at 8%. And then if you look at our estimated, because the MedSup doesn't end until the end of February, look at those numbers. So we're going to be sending checks to our estimated top 10 MedSup guys, 16,000, 6,000, 2,400. But it's a way for us to say, this is your bonus. You're not working for something that we tell you have to work for. We just want to pay you. And I think everybody likes, at least when I was making those phone calls and calling those agents, they were all pretty excited to get that in the mail.
Yeah, I would say so.
So, yeah. So as I said, we have this information on our website. It's called the You First Rewards Program. We have one for life, and we have one for MedSup. And agents can qualify for both. We have agents that are doing MedSup. They're qualifying for checks that way. And then they also sell final expense and starting to sell this SIP product. And they're qualifying on the life side also. And then finally, America, we have a lot of microsites, but I think one of our best ones, if you aren't super familiar with Americo and the portfolio we had to offer, I appreciate your kind words, David, that we do have quite a plethora of products, very diverse, that really can fill holes. But if you go to americosellsolutions.com, that's where you can really dig down, watch videos, look at flyers, kind of see some key things to different sales in each of our 4 target markets. And actually, I think this might be an old picture because MedSup is out there too now. So questions?
Yep, we're getting a couple.
Great.
If you haven't asked a question yet, please feel free to do that now. While we're waiting for some questions to pop in, I'd like to go ahead and do a couple of things here. I've got another poll that I want to launch out there just to sort of, see where we're at with regards to, bringing you some value with this product and what your thoughts are. If you could take a minute and just answer yes or no to this one. This is quick and simple. That's just basically, whether you thought this webinar was valuable for you and your business. And so we're starting to see some votes come in. I got a lot of real good feedback so far. Did get a question from Jose. Jose was asking if he could get the information. I'm not sure exactly what information he was asking for, but I think he's talking about the Boost program. And yeah, absolutely, for sure. We just need to know who your marketer is. And so if you put that in the chat window, that'll get actually attached to your registration, and we'll get the information that you need, that boost program flyer sent out to you, and your marketer will then, pop it in an email out to you or give you a call to make sure that you've got it. Again, I really believe that the people who market their business really do, have the best opportunity to make additional sales, and really it's that extra effort that makes the difference between the top agents and the ones who are just sort of getting by. It always seems the case whenever I interview agents about what they do and how they run their business. Inevitably, it's the guys that are marketing are doing the bang up job out there. So be sure, if you haven't implemented some sort of marketing program, be sure to start working in that direction in 2018. And this may be a very good start for you. I got to tell you, Amy, you always do a great job with making a presentation. I think you've got something there with that product. It certainly is a unique approach to the income replacement challenge that couples run into. I think it is a really good solution for the adjustment period. So by all means, while you're out there doing your marketing, while you're out there talking to your clients, just check in on that and ask that one simple question. Folks, if one of you were to pass away, would that loss of Social Security income affect your lifestyle? And if so, is it something you might want to talk to me about? When can I come over and see you? And so I think that's a really easy way to approach this conversation that can maybe yield a couple more appointments a week. So be sure when you're on the phone or even, at the door knocking, ask those questions. Ask real simple questions that can drive the answer, that you're looking for. So, Amy, I want to thank you very much for coming and doing your presentation with us today. And just want to always, say we do value your business here at AmeriLife Marketing Group, and we value Americo. So we want to make sure that the producers out there, have a chance to see what you've got. And it's brand new. So, folks, if you haven't contracted yet, please contact your marketer. Let's get you set up right away. Again, we've recorded this webinar, so I definitely want to know, if you have an interest in getting appointed. I definitely want to know that. If you don't have a marketer, we will assign one to you and get somebody to reach out and give you a buzz and get you set up to write and get appointed. So, Amy, do you have anything you'd like to say to the crowd before we let them go? I got a couple more things after you're done, though.
Okay. No, I just thank you for the attendance, and I appreciate the opportunity, David, to speak with all your guys.
Yeah, well, one thing that sort of brought everybody in today is maybe that bonus we've got. Do you want to tell them about the bonus, Amy?
For this webinar?
Yep.
I will not steal your thunder. Please go ahead.
Well, we do have $1,000 that Amy and Americo have ponied up for the group of agents that are on this webinar. And again, this applies only to the agents that are on these webinars. And so just to make it worth your time to be here, if the learning isn't enough, to throw out there $1,000 worth of cash for apps. Every time you submit an app that gets issued with Americo, the first folks in are going to get the cash. As soon as the money's gone, then the money is gone and the contest will end. But it's $100 extra per app. So jump on it. Make sure you get out there and write some business. Let's face it, if we're going to be on this webinar and spend the hour and take that hour away from our business, so, we want to make it worthwhile, and we want to do, have a chance to get out there and write some business, give a shot to Americo to earn your business with that first app. So
with the first SIP app, David, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, it is. It is an app specifically on the income replacement type policy that they've got. So be sure to write that app, give it a shot and see what your clients think of it. And let's see if we can, get some of those new apps in. So I challenge you to get out and do that, to get out and earn some of that extra money. We love to pay this money out. We always like to know that, when we put these things together, that you're getting something out of this. So Crystal, thank you so much for your feedback. Crystal tells us that she's thankful and she loves the information that we're sharing with you today. And so with that being said, I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank Amy again for doing a great job with our presentation and being part of the AmeriLife family for so long. And so I'm going to let you all get back to your jobs and see if you can go write some Americo product. So with that, thank you again, and life is good. Sell it. Have a great day, everybody.